You know, just while these reports were playing, Ted, who's been watching on Facebook Live, wrote in, hello to you, Ted. Just read this comment quickly. What city? He said, Mosul was destroyed from ground and aerial photos. All that remains is rubble and a few parts of standing walls that were once homes, apartments and businesses. You're not wrong, Ted, because look at these. These are some absolutely, I mean, they're devastating pictures, but they're quite stunning as well. A drone which has been flying over Mosul and showing just how bad it is there. I mean, smoking rubble on the banks of the Tigris. That's just astonishing, isn't it? I mean, it makes you think of Aleppo as well in Syria. Nothing left behind. The reconstruction job is almost unfathomable, I would say. So, Ted, thank you for your comment. Just reminded me of these pictures which we'd seen earlier in the day, which I wanted to show you. All right, off we go to Leah now. Leah Harding to, well, we talked about this in our meeting this morning. How are people online talking about Mosul? Who is talking about Mosul?
Well, it's hard to find voices inside Mosul because of those pictures that we just saw. Because when you search Mosul on Twitter or Facebook, most of the posts that you are finding are from journalists that many of them are actually within the city. We've been talking to a few of them who are on the ground there. Hamza Othman, he's one of them. He's with the Iraqi base Al Sumaria TV and was one of the first inside Mosul after ISIL declared its so-called Islamic State back in 2014. He was also there after the Iraqi army announced its victory last weekend. Now, Othman has reported from cities in and around Mosul since. We've also been talking to Ash Gallagher. She's a freelance journalist. She sent us this link on what it's like to be a journalist inside Mosul.
In West Mosul, I am seeing a lot of locals. They're usually fleeing. They're running from crossfire. They're running from Daesh fighters who have no problem shooting them if they see them. So they're definitely trying to get out. The Iraqi forces have certainly been able to open up corridors for people, but you know there is hundreds of thousands that have been displaced and thousands that have been killed, and so it's very difficult for the civilians who are still left in West Mosul. Freelance journalists, we definitely have a different set of challenges than those that may not be freelance. And probably the number one challenge we face is security. We don't have security teams that go with us. We have to actually create our own sort of security apparatus, whether that's checking in with each other, whether that's having other friends or connections that we do so. But it means that we have to manage our risks a whole lot differently.
If you have questions for journalists like Ash, you can tweet her. Her handle is @BeatnikJourno. And if you have other questions or comments in general, you can always tweet and just be sure to use the hashtag AJ Newsgrid.